A little late. I said I was gonna be here at 1. It's 1:07. It's all good. It's all gravy. 1:07 is better than 1:0 never. Let's get this tripod set up. Today we're gonna be doing what we normally do, except I'm not making grits, eggs, and sausage today. We're gonna do a little different. We're gonna eat some watermelon. Seeded watermelon at that. Seeded watermelon is my favorite. I don't really do the seedless. If somebody got it and they want to share it, then I'll eat it. You know what I mean? We're not gonna let that go to waste. But at the same time, seeded is where it's at. What up, Brianna? Mrs. Ramos? ¿Cómo estás ustedes? It's just you and me. Where you checking in from? You got time today? Cause I got a little bit. I got a little bit of time. Seeded watermelon is such a blessing because it's so hard to find these days. It's so hard to find. You really gotta go out on a hunt for it. But my pops brought home a good one the other day. It's got all the markings of a great, juicy watermelon. So that's what we're gonna get into, and we're gonna kick what we normally kick. What up, the other 3 people who just joined the room and didn't announce themselves? Feel free to put your name down in the comments. Where you from? Your age, if you dare. But if you in here just to spy, that's okay too. Cause some of that has been going on, as I've noticed. People spying with their little eyes, trying to run back and tell. Facts. Come with me. Let's get this watermelon cracking. What I meant to do before I even started this was I wanted to go to YouTube and I could still do that, matter of fact, while I have you here. I want to go to YouTube and see if there's a special way to cut watermelon, because I've seen people do it in weird ways and it always comes out really cool. So let's actually do that first. Let's do that first. And you can watch it with me, see? It's the beauty about having a laptop. Portable screens, baby. Screens watching screens. Who would have thunk? Let me make sure all these chats is coming out. Peace, Brittany. It's just Brianna and Mrs. Brittany from Mobile, Alabama, baby. Mobile is dope. Brianna from Connecticut. So what's up? We in here. Brittany, you ever been to Plantersville? I got 70 acres. Nah, it's 40 acres, I think. 40 acres of property in Plantersville, Alabama. I might have been there once or twice my whole life. Definitely got to go check that out. It's probably all wooded. But yeah. What's the weather like out there in Alabama today? Celeste from North Carolina, what up? What up, Miss Amy Diaz from Cali? Mrs. Pam, what up? I'm doing good. I'm doing all right. It's been a time for sure. Matter of fact, Mrs. Ramos, I know who you are. We be chatting on the gram sometimes. That's what's up. What's the weather like up there in Connecticut? I hope it's cooler than it is here today. Let's type in best way to cut open a watermelon. There it is. I know YouTube got something for us. Let's see what they got. The easiest way to cut a watermelon? Looks like they got some sticks going. You watching? They say cut it in half, flip it, cut 1-inch strips. That's the way I was already gonna do it. I didn't need to watch a video for that. Turn it. That's the way everybody does it. You see how my man got it down here though? He good. Like he got a special knife though. Any of y'all got any suggestions for cutting open a watermelon? Yo, it has been raining crazy this summer. Facts. In Florida, it rains every single day around noon. Oh, you about to go on a hike, Mrs. Ramos? That's what's up. Pam, you in Georgia? We're out in Georgia. This is what I want. I want these cubes. Alright, so they cut it in quarters. Before I get copywritten. Oh, that's easy. Simple enough. That's the way we're gonna do it. We're gonna do cubes. Y'all ready? Let's see if we can execute it. You think we can execute that? Chat? Albany. Yes, I love Albany. I often pass through there on the way from Florida to Columbus. I always right there through Albany. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody for coming through for the impromptu. Even though I did announce this like an hour ago. Did tell everybody I was going to do this. I try to do the lives like every couple of days. This bad boy right here. That's the markings of a good watermelon when it has that. This is where it sits on the ground. And it's got that juicy sound. I don't really know how to describe it, but you can kind of like feel the juice when you smack it. Alright, so they cut this in quarters. And like if this was an orange, I would cut it right there at the navel. So I think that's what I'm gonna do with this watermelon. I'm gonna cut it right down the middle. Bop. And then cut it this way. Bop. So it'll be in quarters. And then I'm gonna take one little bolt, like the bolt you get, the boat shape, and we're gonna make cubes. I don't know why they don't leave the chat up. Like I always gotta tap into it. Just cut it in half and go to town with a big spoon. I hear you. I hear you. That's what I was gonna do. Touching grounds is where it's at. All right, let's get to the cutting. Walmart has seeded watermelon. For real? Good for Walmart, man. I don't think I've seen one. But next time I'm there, oh, I got the perfect knife. Look at that. Next time I'm there, I will see if they got the seeded joints. They might be getting privy to it because I know a lot of people I talk to say they don't like the seedless. They only eat the seeded. All right, let me it's about to get real juicy over here on this counter. We love the juice. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. But if you're here just to hear some wild shit, stay and you might. Let's cut this little belly button off. Or not. You can exit. Oh man, life is crazy, fam. This knife ain't shit. Oh, there we go. Let's get that straight line going. So much for a straight line. Alright, we're going to turn it around. Bam. Yes, sir. Glorious. Glorious seeds. Here we go. It's open. One of like the things that I noticed about watermelon in this house is it takes forever for somebody to open it. But once it's open, that joint gone. Yeah. It is a juicy one. Mrs. Rodriguez in the building. I mean in the house. What up, Tiffany? Oh, my auntie's calling me. I'm gonna call her back. People was texting me last night. Let's not even. Let's cut it in quarters. Huh. Please don't cut myself open. I ain't trying to go to the emergency room today. And I also don't want to put my hands all over it. This knife ain't really doing it though. Nothing. Oh, see, that was easy. It's all about the technique. Sometimes when you got a dull knife, it's all about your technique. That's a metaphor for something. Oh, look at all that juice that just spilled. Clean up on aisle 1. Bam. See, I was going to cut this into cubes, but... Nah, we're going to cut it into cubes, though. So what they do, they did something like this, right? They did the bop 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 bop, and then I forgot what they did already. Let's go get that. Let's pull that video back up, fam. Oh, I already got it playing. Let's run it back. Let's run it back. So he cut it in the columns. And then he did that little so vertical, then horizontal. Easy enough. Easy enough. Hold up. Let me let you get it. Let me let you get the visual. It's the visual that matters at the end of the day. Vertical. Vertical. Bro, I'm gonna eat this whole joint too. You think I'm not? A lot of people don't know the seeds is where really like the nutritional value from the watermelon comes from. Like the red part is really hydration and fiber, but the seeds is where the nutrients is at. Even better if you could eat the white part of the watermelon, this rind right here, for my fellas out there, that's when you get that extra You get that extra, all right, and then now we do vertical, so I feel like this is already not the way, but this ain't cubes, this is like pizzas. We still eating it though, it's still gonna be good. Let me get a bowl. Matter of fact, love it. Just making sure I say hi to everybody. Olivia, what up? Cut it in half, cut the side down, cut the rind off, and cube it. You gotta eat that rind though, Mrs. Olivia. What up, Mrs. Foster? Yeah, man, I'm never leaving. I'm here every 2 days. Rain, hail, sleet, snow, whatever. Whatever. Ain't no stopping. Well, there goes my cube situation. Oh, well, here we go. We might still be able to do some cubes. We do it like that. That's cubing it. Oh, she was going soft too. This watermelon gotta get 8. Take that. Let me cut away from my fingers before I cut myself open. Got some nice rind pieces in there. Oh, she's a beaut. Alright, now we can eat. Voila! Hold on, let me put up the rest of this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of this. See, normally I do the aluminum foil over it, but I feel wrong about that. Like, isn't watermelon citrusy? Doesn't it have some type of an acid content to it? You put any type of acid on aluminum foil, guess what you get? Aluminum foil watermelon. Somebody walked up on me as soon as I started typing. Nosy people at work. Mrs. Hooks, I really appreciate you for coming through, even though you at work. You jeopardizing your whole livelihood. Appreciate that. Soft watermelon is the best low key. I agree. Hello, Mrs. Yolanda. She said, why you put the plastic bowl on that stove? The stove ain't hot. And plastic is all we got right now. Unfortunately, we ain't graduate to the gold bowls yet, and the silver bowls and the porcelains and all of that. Yeah, we horizontal today. I forgot who it was. They mentioned that you get to see more horizontally. So I play with it. You never know what you're gonna get. My lives is like a box of chocolates. Miss Rodriguez getting ready for work. I really appreciate all y'all, like, you know what I mean? Y'all be busy and y'all still catch up. Appreciate that. What's my favorite fruit? Tiffany asks. It used to be kiwis. Like, nothing could touch a kiwi for a long time. But then, for some reason, I just got, like, real, like, lazy with the kiwis. Because I like to peel the skin off the kiwis. But I love jackfruit. Apple juice is my joint. I'll eat an apple though. But I don't think anything tops a kiwi still. Still to this day. So let me ask y'all this. What do I do with those 2 pieces of watermelon right there? Because I feel like if I just put them in the fridge, they're going to get soggy or something. Normally, I would put aluminum foil over them, but like I said, I'm not really trying to do that. I'm going to let them rock until I figure that out. Let me see if we got some watermelon connoisseurs in here. Who knows what to do with the watermelon? Oh, I really like pears too. Pears is my joint, especially if a pear is cold. There's almost nothing better. Cherries too. I forgot about the good cherries. Boy, oh boy, I'll have to cherry up. I like cherries in beverages. Cherries and lime in beverages, can't beat that. Grateful. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Father Soil. Thank the sunlight gods. Isn't there something you could put on watermelon that makes it way better? Like if you sprinkle some lime or something like that. Blend in the juice with some mint. I don't have any mint. I would though. If I had some mint, I would have took you up right there. I would have been like, you right. And I got a blender over there. Ah, man, I appreciate that, Mrs. Hooks. That being said, I started by default calling women Mrs. Because I was raised where if you don't know if shorty married or not, you're supposed to assume that she is. So you call her Mrs. and let her correct you. But recently, somebody tried to tell me it's the opposite. You're supposed to start with Miss and let them correct you for Mrs. What do y'all think? Lime and Tajine, word. Nevia, what up? Lemon is good, huh? Saran wrap. I do not have saran wrap, unfortunately. I do not have saran wrap. Oh, y'all mean like blend the rest of the watermelon up? Chamoy. I've heard of chamoy, but I don't know what that is. Unseen, what up? We're not doing grits, eggs, and bake and sausages today. I just chopped up some watermelon, fam. And this is what we're breaking the fast with. Trying to chisel the body. I've been working out too hard. I've been working out too hard to let it go to waste. Tajine is crazy. What is it called? I call it Tajine. That's what it looks like. Tajin. Tajin. It's fire. This is probably one of the best watermelons I've ever had. And you know why? Because I'm enjoying it with y'all. Y'all know food really get really good when you enjoy it with somebody who you really like. And I fuck with y'all a long way, so watermelon is hitting. But I do have a lime. So I'm gonna crack one of those open. I know there's not a lot of fellas in the chat right now. I get the feeling that Unseen is a man. Let me know if I'm wrong though. But something I learned recently, because my dad stayed watching the wildest stuff, AI generated content on YouTube. So I'm down here writing the other night, and I hear his TV going, and they talking about like the best home remedy for being ready for the thing, for the being ready for the act, the sacred divine joinder of the power you and the divine I is and ladies, y'all probably, if you got a man, you probably would like to know this too, is olive oil and was it lime? I done forgot already. But it's olive oil, which I would never take olive oil just by itself. But they said olive oil and lime and like garlic or something is like a super formula to be ready for the sacred act of the divine joinder. If you know what I'm saying. Yolanda asked, "What up, Yolanda? What's the status of the book?" The book is done, as I've said a bunch of times. Right now I'm just doing the voiceovers, and after the voiceovers I'm gonna work on artwork, and then trying to figure out the publishing thing, because yeah. Let's see what this lemon do. I don't have one of them fancy lemon squeezers. I wish I did. Oh look, now I got lemon seeds all in the mix. There's like a fruit. What do they call them? Mukbangs? Mukbang? Mukbang? Yeah, the Vietnamese accent is so funny. I can't get enough of that shit. Shout out to all the Vietnamese, Hmong, Cambodian people in the world. Our struggle is the same. Chat, what's up, chat? Yeah, I never tried it with lemon either. We about to find out. Brianna, you gotta tell me how to pronounce it though. Oh, and senior lady. My bad. My bad. Now I know. Oh, somebody Nevaeh pronounce it for me. Tajin is Spanish, so the J is pronounced like a H. Tahin? 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 Tiffany, the next video is already uploaded in the Final Cut Pro. I don't really have a storyline for it yet, so I really just started. Well, so here's the storyline off the top of the head. As you know, my mattress was messed up, so I had to get a new one. So I recorded me unwrapping the new one and trying to put it in a room, but then the room was mad dirty. So then I had to like sweep and mop up the whole room. That's like the first third of the footage that I got. Lemon and watermelon is mad good. Hold up. I almost took myself out. That shit was mad good. I sent it down every pipe. Even the wrong one. Definitely got to try lemon and watermelon if you haven't yet. But if I had some tahini, that would have set it off with a full spectrum of flavor. The full spectrum. Me and grapefruit got a hate-love relationship, man. Like, I like grapefruit, but I don't like bitter like that. Every time I've ever eaten a grapefruit is because I'm like, oh, this is healthy and it's bitter. So you gotta eat bitters every once in a while for your digestive situation. Hey, yo, pause. Oh yeah, so let me finish answering Tiffany's question. So the first part of the footage I got is me cleaning up the room, taking out the new mattress, realizing that the box spring that I thought I was gonna put the mattress on wasn't viable. So I had to throw the box spring and the old mattress out. So right now my mattress is on the floor. And then that's like a thing on YouTube, like people sleeping on the floor. So I was like, maybe this video could be about what's the difference between sleeping elevated compared to sleeping on the floor. But that should sound kind of boring. So, and then the next day, I went over to my aunt's house, who lived like 3.5 miles away, and she needed my help, like pulling some old stuff that she's been storing because she got to sell her house. She don't have to, but she wants to. She wants to sell her house and therefore has to like pull out old stuff from the shed. And I was like, that sounds like good content that people would like to watch. But I ended up not really recording anything. I got like 30 seconds of footage of the whole thing because I didn't really want to put her on camera like that. I called myself asking her if she wanted to be it, but I never asked her. I was just like, all of this is sentimental right now. This moment is a little too, you know what I mean? It would have made good footage, but I didn't want to put her in a spot like that. Happy Feet, what up? From Chicago, right? Yep, I remember. So you got people from Chicago, North Carolina, Georgia, Connecticut. Mrs. Ramos from Connecticut. Okay, okay. Everybody's on the East Coast over here. Peace, God. What up, Carissa? Carissa? Mrs. Grant? We busting down some watermelon right now. Mrs. Hooks is in Texas. Yolanda the Gardener in Mississippi. Boo, boo. MISSISSIPPI. Oh! My favorite number in the whole world. Brianna, thank you for the... oh shit, I'm about to die. Hold up. Thank you, Brianna, for the beautiful gift. I really appreciate that. Goes a long way. Goes a long way. Trust and believe it does. As y'all know, I don't waste nothing. Getting the last scrape of toothpaste out the toothpaste tube. Happy for you just got done mowing the lawn. I mean, I guess it is right. You got to get it done before it gets too hot. Even though you're in Chicago. How hot is it in Chicago right now? Thank you for the angel numbers, Mrs. Grant. 888. 9 has always been my favorite number, but 8 has been really popping up in my life lately. Paying attention to that number, see what that's about. If I played Lotto, I would play it. My sticky fingers messed up the screen. Wait, you never spoke to me when I first came in. Faith, my bad. I would give you like the praying hands, but I'm holding this big ass bowl of watermelon. But welcome, welcome. Thank you for checking in. Appreciate it. Carissa Grant asks, what's the Cash App? The Cash App is in every one of my descriptions. But off the top of my head, it's the money sign. Bop, bop. EYENERO 009. Woo! Yo, one thing I noticed about getting... I'm about to be 40 next month, right? I always get like gas when I start talking. When I be talking, blah, 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 blah. Then my throat is like, hold up. And I stay doing the... That never happened to me when I was younger. I wonder if that's like an aging thing. Be having a burp every time I get mid-sentence. It's like... Oh, it's in the high 70s in Chicago. That's beautiful. I'm going to have to get me a house out there. Mid-August and it's only high 70s? I'll take that. Yo, I just realized that. I thought Chicago was a state. Chicago is a city in Illinois. Why nobody ever talk about Illinois like that? What a name, Illinois. The S is silent and all of that. 8 means money. I hear that. To me, I'm a student of supreme mathematics, if anybody knows what that is. But in supreme mathematics, 8 is the number of destruction and rebuild, building and destruction. And money does create, it builds, and it can destroy. So that makes sense. I wish they would just keep the comments up. Like, I gotta tap my screen constantly. I don't need to see what I'm doing that much. Now I got things in the way, the arrows in the way. I appreciate I appreciate the sentiment, Faith. Keeping it light. Keeping it light. Because today could be heavy if I wanted it to be. But I ain't gonna let it. What my man Nature Boy used to say? I'm having a hard time holding these crocodiles down or some shit like that. Woo! Yolanda the Gardener asked if I'm a Virgo or a Libra. Virgo all day. I get along with Libras though, I notice. Get along with Libras a lot. Conscious Butte, what up? Your thumbnail, your default looks familiar. I know we talking to Graham, but what up? Welcome, welcome. I'm busting down watermelon, coated with a layer of lemon. Breaking it fast. Breaking it fast. Shout out to all 17 people in here. Thank you for keeping me company. You could be doing anything in the world that you want to do right now, but you're here with me. Hopefully with good intentions. A powerful quote that I heard yesterday. Oh, I wrote it down somewhere. Something like just because they in your circle don't mean they on your side. Something like that. Hold on, let me go get that. Where is it? Everybody in it was actually a lot more simple. Everybody in your circle ain't your friend. And I don't know, but that hit me hard yesterday. Watermelon season, baby. Miss Pamela, you know about that melon and that lemon. Happy feet, we just breaking fast and kicking it, man. You know, whatever happens, happens. What you want to talk about? As you know, I'm an open book. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up, Faith. There's probably been about 30 people in here, and I got 15 likes, so I'll take that. That's 50-50. Katarina asks, which element do I get along with better between zodiac signs? I've noticed that Libras are probably like the people that I get along with most, looking at my current cipher. But I've always had an affinity for Sagittarius, even though the last one didn't work out. But it worked out for a long time. It was really nice for a long time. I love a good Leo. I get along with everybody. There's really I don't discriminate at all. I don't care what your zodiac sign is. I don't like if I find out that you a zodiac sign that you belong in the same group that somebody I might not have got along with in the past. I don't hold that against you. I don't take it that far, but I've actually been just now getting into astrology a little bit more because I'm trying to figure out in my lexicon of knowledge how zodiac signs and archetypes work together in like a symbiotic relationship. Just something for my own learning, but I'm sure there's some knowledge behind that. Gonna blend some watermelon with mint leaves, crushed ice, and lemon juice. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some mint today just because a couple of people have mentioned mint, and mint is pretty good for the breath at least. Oh, thank you for reminding me, Tiffany. Geminis. I haven't ever paid attention to astrology like I was saying, but so I don't really know if Geminis and I blend like that. But Aura is a triple Gemini. Triple. And so you already know, me and Aura is like peas in the pod, baby. That's my ace boom cool right there. Oh yeah, y'all probably don't know. If you watch the lives, if you tuned in the other day, I was kind of down because I was like, Aura starts her first day of kindergarten on Thursday, and I was sad because I felt like I wasn't gonna be able to get out there because money is tight and cars is mad expensive. But I moved and shaped a couple of things. My best friend Mary hit me up with some frequent flyer mile points, and that helped me get a car. So I will be going to see Aura. It's a surprise. Don't nobody tell her. She don't know yet. I haven't told her. That yeah, I'm going to at least I haven't worked out the details with her mom. See, there go the gas again. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Getting old. But I'm getting I want to change that. I always catch myself. I'm getting old, man, but like nah, I ain't old yet, damn. But I say all that to say, I'm gonna see Aura on Thursday. I'm gonna be there for her first day in kindergarten. And that's gonna be dope. And I'm going up there just for that too, like. Yeah, a lot of people, I won't say a lot of people, but I've heard in my time people say that zodiac sign, all that don't really matter. And then for a while I was like, that shit don't really matter either. But when you really do the knowledge, like if it rains outside, it informs you to at least put on a raincoat or have an umbrella. So it only makes sense that whatever alignment the planets are in, I know that they way far out there, but it should have some type of effect on your behavior, your personality, your life path, whatever it may be. So I don't discount it anymore. I forgot who it was. I want to say it was like Carnegie Mellon or something like that. One of them old timey rich dudes who was like, um, millionaires have accountants, billionaires have astrologers, or something like that. And when I heard that, I was like, maybe there's something to this whole astrology thing. Geminis and Virgos are ruled by the same planet, Mercury. Oh, Velvet Stardust, dropping the gems on us. Thank you for that. I love a good astrologist. I love people who really know their astrology about the houses and the risings and all of that. Like, I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm with you. Put me on. Put me on, son. That's probably why I didn't really like astrology to begin with when I first started like learning about it, because I felt like it was I felt like it was putting people in boxes. And one thing about me, if you want to know any one thing about me, I refuse to let people box me in. You're not about to think you know who I am just based off of some type of a cookie cutter template. You know what I mean? Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Pam. I'm going to be, I miss that girl. I miss both of my girls. All day, every day. So, I just I felt like it was an egregious thing to not be there for her first day of school. I don't know why, like, I saw in the future when she's like 19 or 20, she was like, and you weren't there for my first day of kindergarten. And I'm going to be like, yeah, I wasn't. So she ain't about to hold me up. Talking about I wasn't there for her first day of kindergarten. Not this dada. I would love to take a lot of pictures and videos, Faith, but I ain't gonna hold you. It's probably not gonna happen. Like, I might get one picture out of it. I really don't even know how it's gonna play out, honestly. I'm trying to think it out in my head. Like, when Aura's about to go to school, she gets in her car and she drives to school. At what point am I gonna be like, I'm here for your first day of school? You would think it would be easy enough to just pull up. But I digress. Before I say too much and somebody go run. I'm like, he was talking about you. I can tell that about you, Stardust. You got the Stardust in your name. Velvet Stardust sounds like a dope nightclub. But patterns is my shit too. Especially behavior patterns. If you want to be rich, follow the markets. If you want to be wealthy, follow the stars. Oh, I love how that happens, fam. Occasional transients. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. I love how, like, I just be, I heard that maybe once or twice in my life. And I'm 39 years old. So, but it always stuck with me, that one thing. And as you saw, I kind of butchered it. But here you go. Occasional transients. He or she knew exactly what I was talking about. I love that for us. I love that as an organization, as a group of people. We can always like, oh, you right off the mark right here. Just straighten up right here. Just move over right here and you good. I love how we do that for each other in life. That's what this whole YouTube shit is about. It's one of the greatest things, one of the greatest inventions on earth. Like, just as important as the internet is to humans, YouTube is important. Like, each one of us can have a community. Like, I'm blessed enough to have the subscribership that I have. I don't know if you can go live if you don't have a certain number of followers or whatever, but even just making videos to put yourself out there, whatever you want to put out there. For me, it's like my personal life, my artistry or whatever. I get to share that with people, and I ain't have to get a contract signed by like Time Warner or Comcast and no shit like that, Miramax. Like, I don't need none of that. I just need a camera and an internet connection. And it's also dope too, because when you start putting yourself out there, it's a motivating factor, because you constantly thinking like, yo, people want to see me do good, so I gotta do good. Like, something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yo, Velvet, when you open that nightclub, Invite everybody. Invite everybody, of course, but definitely me. Let me be the MC for the first night for like 5 minutes. I ain't gonna hold you. Yo, lemon juice and watermelon? Special. I never tasted that before. Yo, Yolanda, that's a great idea. Putting that on a t-shirt. Hold up, let me go get that because the comments disappear when I upload this. So if you want to be rich, follow the markets. If you want to be wealthy, follow the stars. Let me see. Don't go nowhere. Let me screenshot that. Bow. Yeah. Screenshotted it. Got it. It's going on a shirt. I'm gonna get these t-shirts back out there. It's been a while. If you go to my website, all I have is the mug up. I took all the shirts, all the apparel down. I took all the accessories down. I wanted to start over. And my original idea was to start over with the book on the website, because that makes sense to me. But yeah, t-shirts just got to get back up in the game, baby. Danita Carter says, or you can pick her up from school. That's always cool too. How I wish it would be that easy. Can you meet at the house ride together? I imagine it would be tense, but for the kids, that could work. You would think it would be that easy. Meet at the school, take a pic. So that's the thing. Like when she's in the car, they wait in like the queue line, and then when it's her time to get out the car, she gets out the car. So like, at what point am I like, I'm here? I also don't want to be super distracting. Like I wanted to tell her, I'm gonna work it out. We gonna work out the details, however it's gotta be. Samantha, what up? Conscious Beauty says, I just enjoy people in the raw of whatever they're experiencing. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what this live is about. The lives that I do, they very unedited. There's a lot of mess, a lot of cool things that happen. There's community that happens. The other day we had people in here from San Francisco, and I was like, yo, y'all should meet up. I wonder if they did. Yeah, Pamela, you're right about the lime juice. I don't have no limes right now. Have I thought about doing a pre-order for the book? That way I can raise capital. I have thought about that, and that would be ideal. I think that's the best way to go. And I don't have anything to say in addition to that. Like, I mean, as attached to like a but and I fear that if I do a pre-order, you know, it's just stupid fear getting in the way. Like, oh, what if only 2 people pre-order it? But it makes so much sense to have capital, because if I have capital, I think if you're gonna go through a major publishing house, they want you to have your own capital to begin with. Maybe not. I'm not wrong. I haven't even like really gotten to that phase yet. But I definitely have considered pre-orders for sure. Like from what I know about drop shipping, pre-orders is always the way to go. Gabby, what up? Oh, you in Toronto? I'm curious. What's the weather like in Toronto midsummer? Give, live, love. I already know. Love. Thank you for the support with the book and all of that. I'm sure everybody who comes to the lives are riders or drivers, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to. It's like my first big thing. you know? Like, I do music, and I've had mixtapes that I've made, put money into, and sold hand to hand. But this is like my first product. Besides like the t-shirts. The t-shirts are a product, but I never like held on to them. So the book is going to be super special, and I'm already grateful for everybody who's already like committed to buying it. Your workout short with your dad made me work out too. That's what's up, Samantha. Yeah, man. That's why I did it. That's why I was like, yo, hold up, let me get this little shot right here, because my dad has been showing up. I go every day, and he's been coming like, I want to say 3 to 4 days out of the week he comes, and that just makes me feel so happy. Because imagine if I wasn't here and I wasn't doing that. Like he go to the Y and he get his little workout, and but is he doing it consistency? Like, is he doing it consistently? And when he goes, it's somebody like, yo, come over here, hit this. This is good for your back. Come over here, hit this. This is good for your chest. Like, he really be listening to me and trying out the little exercise I give him. Like yesterday, a couple of days ago, I put him on the leg lifts. And he started doing the leg lifts. I was a little worried. I was like, he might hurt himself or something. That is 74, you know? But he was doing them leg lifts. I was like, get it, let's go. Serena from North Carolina, what up? Thank you, Ashley Johnson. It's almost done. Give me to it's the beginning of August. I want to say mid-August it should be done, because voiceovers are going to be done in the next couple of days. Artwork should take me 2 or 3 days, and figuring out how to publish should take me like 2 to 3 days. So you put all that together, the electronic product will be out definitely in the middle of this month, if not the end of the month. The physical product, because I definitely want it's supposed to be a physical product. Like, electronic is cool, but I really don't want you to be staring at a screen. I want you to be able to take the book into like the park, or like on a hike, or like a camping trip, like, you know, be around some nature, put on your meditation music or whatever. But there's also voiceovers that have music behind them. So it would be cool to go somewhere, you know, with like a internet connection or mobile connection, so you can still get the voiceovers. Because I'm pretty sure they're going to be on YouTube. I've already discussed that, like, I take my quandaries of how the fuck to do this shit to chat GPT, and we decided that YouTube is going to be the easiest way. Because I was like, yo, if we could get on Audible, that would be dope. Because if you go to Audible, you can download the things. If you have YouTube Premium, you can download videos. But for most people, you scan the QR code, it pops up the voiceover. I will read the chapter to you, so you don't have to worry about reading and none of that. You get to hear my voice. And yeah, I'll read the chapter to you. And then there's prompts after every chapter to help you journal. Like, things about, like, how did this chapter, you know, what did this chapter bring up for you? Type, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but it's essentially that. Iron sharpening iron. You already know. Steel sharpens steel. Gabby says, it's super hot right now. A lot of heat waves and then a random cool day. Very inconsistent. I need to move to a place with AC. So it does get hot in Toronto. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I can't wait to get up there, man. The other day, there was somebody in here talking about their like username was Canadian Police, and they're like, we're looking for you. I was like, bro, I ain't never even been to Canada, but I can't wait to get to Canada. Like, you know, the middle of Canada, and like Alberta or whatever. I have a friend over there. Toronto, I just heard, is like another New York City, so I've always wanted to visit that. Faith asks, how old is your dad, because he looks young? My dad is 74. He was born 9/11, 1951. What an infamous day to be born, right? It's crazy because I'm born 9/9. My dad is born 9/11. My mom's birthday was 9/18. So it's like the triple Virgo fucking trifecta trinity. Working out with a parent is very gratifying. I love working out with my mom. I want to see her healthy always. For real. Same thing with me. Like, I'm not prepared. You know what I mean? I need my dad to be around for at least 30, 40 more years. Not need, but I would like him to be. And I would like him to be in great health up until the time he's like, you know what, I'm gonna head out, and then he like goes to sleep. You know, that's the ideal way. If it were up to me, that's how it would happen. I don't want no surprises. I'll just say that. Faith asks, "What's the best site to make music on?" Faith, have you asked that question before? I think the last live somebody asked that question, and I said Bandcamp was the app, which is an app for making music, but the app that I have that I was talking about in the last live is called BandLab. So if that was you who asked that question last live, that's the app I'm talking about. It's called BandLab, and it's pretty dope. It makes it really simple. Will the book be on Audible? I would like to have it on Audible, but I feel like that would delay the process. That would delay the book coming out for like months. Because I don't know the first thing about Audible. A book signing? Sure. Just, fly me up to where you at. If you close, I'll drive to you and I'll sign it. We could meet halfway, Or, yeah. So if it's not in person, I'll have physical books and I'll sign them. Wow, my brain just went way over there. But yeah, what I want to say is everything that I do, I would love to put my own personal touch on it, like personalize it for the person that it's for. So, absolutely, when the physical books come out, I will have some. I will sign it. I will write you a beautiful note on the inside and send it right to you. Samantha, you in there with the 921, baby? Let's go. All these numbers are divisible by 3. All right. Do I have anything else for you all? Where we at? We at an hour, 3 minutes. 27 people in here. Whoa! Beautiful. Thank you all, 27 people, for being here with me. You don't have to be here, but you are. I have 24 likes. That means like 24 times people hit the thumbs up, and there's 27 people in here. What's up with the discrepancy, fam? I'm feeling a little hate. I'm feeling a little static. I know what it is, though. You don't have to explain it. I know. That's why I write. That's why I write. That's why Tupac wrote that song. All eyes on me. I bet you got a pistol. You don't know who to trust. So many hate niggas want to sound like us. Say they ready for the funk, but they don't think they know it. Straight to the depths of hell of where them cowards going. Woo. Rise in power, Pop. Yo, does it ever blow your mind how we had Martin Luther King, Malcolm X at the same time? Both of them got pew pews. We had Biggie, Pac at the same time. Both of them got pew pews. What's up with that? Like, there's got to be some connection. Like, every 20, 30 years, God is like, all right, I'm going to send them 2 at the same time to spread the message. And then they end up getting out of here early. America, man. America. America with 3 Ks. Do something in your city at an independent bookstore, maybe. Oh, yeah, that's a fact. I already linked up with a bookstore around the corner, even though that relationship already kind of going sour. But, yeah, I'll definitely make that happen. Even if I got to throw a Jimmy Jam in the park. See, a lot of y'all don't know, years ago, I was an organizer. And It was one of the illest shits in the world. I love organizing people. It's one of my favorite things in the world to do is to get people together of like minds and just do what we doing right here. We talking. But I would come in with the sovereignty stuff. Like I would, when I first started learning about sovereignty, I was like, this is it. This is the red pill. This is the thing. I'm Morpheus. I'm out here with the red pills, and I'm making sure everybody get a chance to make a choice. So sovereignty is that important. It still is important to me, but I'm not out here looking for Neo no more. I'm just like, if I happen to, come across Neo, and Neo's like, yo, ain't you? And I'm like, yo, ain't you? And that's how it happens, like much more natural. But all that to say, organization, bringing the people together. If y'all want to come down to Jacksonville, there's plenty of parks out here that I love. We could all sit under a big ass live oak tree. Everybody bring a little food or some beverages or whatever. I'll bring some watermelon with some lime. And we kick it for a couple hours and then we go about our way. Do I have a website? I do have a website. It's a Shopify website. It used to be www.eyenero.com, but I lost the domain somehow, and they're like making it really hard to get back. So right now it's eyenero.myshopify.com, and if you go to the website, all it really is a coffee mug on it right now, and it says I have endless confidence on it. That was my first creation when I made this store. It's only about like $10. It's a great way to get something in exchange for supporting me. And that's why it's still up there. And in a month, I'm gonna have to pay like $400 to keep that website going. And I haven't made $1 off that website in like 2 years. What's up, Miss Flores? Thank you for coming through as always with the view, the comment. I hope. We got more likes than we got people. That's what I'm talking about. The power of suggestion. All I have to do is ask. But yeah, I love that you love watching me and the girls, man. I love watching my girls too. Stardust, what coincidence you talking about? I done forgot the past 5 things I talked about. Yeah, we all need community. I didn't read the whole entire study, but I read a summary of a study that was recently performed using metadata. So basically a study that was performed using data across various what's the word? Vocabulary. English. What a language. It's right here on the tip of my tongue. Various disciplines. That might not be the word that I was looking for, but it works in a sentence. It was a study using metadata across various disciplines about the longevity of life and what drives what keeps humans alive the longest. And you would think that it's diet. You would think that it's like exercise, like keeping the body healthy. But do you know the first indicator of how long someone was going to live, what it was? I bet you can guess. Put it in the chat if you think you know. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I was talking about the Malcolm Martin, Biggie Pac thing. Yeah, man, like that shit blows my mind whenever I think of it. I'm like, yo, God really gave us like 4, like powerful men. And I'm sure it's happened with women a bunch of times too. Like we don't hear about it that much, but yeah, I definitely see the correspondence between all 4 of them. Yeah, Miss Flores says happiness. Samantha said love. Danita Carter said connection. And Miss Danita I said Carter, Carter, Pamela Jones, and Katie Clip, and Gabby got it right. It's connection. human connection is the number one indicator. Your relationship with people around you is the number one indicator of how long you will live. Therefore, one could presume, given the evidence presented, that your quality of relationship, because it's not just human connection, like we're all connected in some type of a way, but if your connections are like not beneficial or stagnant, even like if you're stagnant in your connection with your community, that is detrimental to your health. So not only do you want to have human connection and community, you want to have like a positive, uplifting, elevating, I'm looking for one more word, enhancing connection with your fellow human. And there's also a part of the study that says there's something extra special about forming new connections. So it's like, yeah, have the connection, the quality connections with people who are already within your community, but also be seeking out new connections. And that just connected in my brain because I was learning yesterday about self-pity. Oh wow, how am I gonna connect these two things? So a lot of people think that the brain's function is to help you feel good, but that's not the truth. The brain's function is to create order and pattern out of chaos. So how am I going to connect these two things? Like, hold up, the download is still coming. Basically, there's a way that your brain has a self-belief, and your brain is seeking out congruence with the belief system that it has. So this is why trauma bonding, self-sabotage, self-pity, self-destruction, all of those things are so hard to shake off. Because if that's really ingrained in your belief system, if your brain sees someone who, or comes across another individual and they're not helping create chaos, or not chaos, if they're not helping create trauma in your life, you pull away from those types of relationships because that relationship is incongruent with what your belief system has. Am I making sense? I was just a download that I tried to put together with the whole longevity and community and connection with the the inner belief system of the individual. Okay, that's what I was trying to draw. So that's why it's important to have new connections, seek out new connections with people, and also quality connections. And okay, so my brain is like doing all this math work in my head right now. But some of us have an issue with trauma bonding. So in this sense of seeking out community and connection with new people, if you're a trauma bonded person, that is a question that somebody should pose. Like, okay, so if I'm trauma bonded, right, and I'm seeking out new connections, does that mean that I could live longer if I seek out more trauma bonded connections because that's what's congruent with my belief system? Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. I don't have the answers. I'm just a normal person fucking reading meta-analysis. All right, let's see what y'all talking about. I bet. So here we go. Caught up. This is why it's so important that you're there with your dad. Thank you. Give, live, love. I think so too. I really think that it's important that I'm here. Like, there's a reason for this. Obviously, God does nothing without reason. And like, there's way more reasons that y'all are not privy of that I care not to share, but support what you said as like why I'm supposed to be here. And that said, let me go ahead and say how grateful I am for the mother of my children. Yes, I'm expressing gratitude because we have our issues, but I feel grateful because I know my girls are safe with her. I'm gonna leave it at that. Oh, and the reason why I connected that with what you just said is because I can be here without worrying about my girls constantly. Like, if my girls were in foster care or with somebody who I didn't trust, I would have way more gray hairs. My hair would be thinning way more than it already is. I wouldn't know what to do with myself, honestly. Would not know, like, I don't know. But because they're somewhere safe with somebody who I trust in the sense of motherhood, it's comforting. And it allows me to receive this time that I have with my dad, because like I said, I don't want to divulge too much, but let's just say time waits for no man. And we can't take that for granted. Like, if you're in this chat right now, if you're here watching me and you haven't talked to your parents, but you have a good relationship with your parents, let this be the sign to call them today. Like, I know you might be waiting till the weekend, you might be waiting till a certain time or whatever. Call them. Like, call them, let them hear your voice, let yourself hear their voice, and just let them know, like, yo, I'm here for you. Like, what you want to talk about? Like, just be present with your parents, yo, because sometimes I feel like we be taking our parents for granted. We take other people for granted all the time, but especially like our parents, they've been around our whole entire life. So we don't often think like, yo, they might not see tomorrow. So, but I know some of y'all already on that type of time. So I don't got to tell y'all. I know I'm preaching to the choir. Okay. Y'all was getting me when I was talking all that trauma bonding stuff. I too think the trauma bonded connections will create stress. That is true. However, if the information that we got from that study that I was talking about, like your connections being congruent with what your belief system is, some people like need that stress. They can't exist without it. Like if they do, that's the chaos to them. Like if somebody's treating them well with respect and decency, there goes the fucking gas again. Ah. Sometimes when people when they get treated with respect and decency, that is chaos to them. And that, from what I've read, what I've seen, is because people have low self-worth. Like they don't think that they deserve that love or whatever, respect and decency. So they pull away from that relationship. Like they think the relationship is weird. So they'll sabotage it even. They'll try their best to create chaos or create like a disrespectful, toxic environment, if you will. And then what also happens, I've learned, is there's a brief moment in those relationships where this person is like, wait, maybe I do deserve love. Maybe I am good enough to receive this love. And then just like anything, they hit another wall, because now they're scared that the love and the respect and the decency that they're being treated with, A, won't last, or B, is like fake in a way, and they'll be disappointed. So then they go back and they're stuck in this vicious cycle of just absolute fuckery. Like, it's deep, yo. The human experience is crazy. Yo, like, woo, when you really think about it, like, so I'm like, yo, let me just take these breaths, take these steps, do my little exercises, and focus on what's right in front of me. Because you get too lost into, well, me, I can't say you, me, I get very lost and thinking about future, past, present, universal, solar systemic existentialism. Like, sometimes I feel like I should just go to the Himalayan mountains and sit down and like never talk again. Like, I should be on my Siddhartha shit. Shout out to you if you've ever read Siddhartha. What a dope book. Oh, y'all having a good old time in the chat. Hold on, let me catch up. Let me catch up. I love that. Y'all see, we talk about connection. We manifested connection. And now the connection is happening in the comments. Y'all could just let me talk my little mouth off or whatever. Let me not say my little mouth. I got a big mouth. It's big and powerful. Faith, peace, enjoy your day. All right, so I caught up. Give, live, love said, that's why it's important when we're here with my dad. Gabby says we're social creatures, but society is trying to rip that from us and push individualisms, but we're not built for that. That's a fact. If you go to my Instagram right now, I posted something on my story where there was a doctor talking about how in the last 60 years or so, the government, the powers that be, or whatever you will, the people in control have been so they've been so motivated to push things like aluminum, glyphosate. He said a couple of other things, and he said pesticides and stuff like that, because those things are the greatest inhibitors or deterrents to our pineal gland, and our pineal gland is the most sensitive part of our nervous system. So when those things are attacking or calcifying the pineal gland, we lose our connection with higher vibrational frequencies, and therefore we become disconnected. Like, this is an actual, like, this is a systemic thing that's happening. Like, this is, they just want us to be disconnected from each other. And I hate using that word they, because what are their names? Like, Rothschild, Rockefeller, DuPont, all of those people. But we'll save that one for another live. I've been here for an hour 22. Happy old 25 people are in here. Definitely hit that like if you can. Hit the subscribe if you're new here. Hit the bell if you like any of the shit that I'm kicking right now, because I pop up every 2 days and we have these conversations. And every once in a while, you'll get a vlog from me, like every week or something like that. All right. Gabby, what up? Talking about the trauma bond connections would create stress. This is such an important and pertinent convo. I heard yesterday that more and more people are turning to ChatGPT for companionship and therapy. You were right about that, Pamela. ChatGPT, not for nothing, is really good at being an echo chamber and like validating whatever it thinks that you want to have validated. But ChatGPT does not push back. It just like lets you build this facade, and it's like going to keep you in that facade, because as long as it empowers you to believe in your whatever it is that you're believing, it feels like you're going to stay longer on the app. And at the end of the day, that's his goal, to keep you using it more or depending on it more. Yeah, but yeah, it is pretty scary. Like they're for some reason have already started studying how people are like losing basic cognitive ability because they feel like there's something that they can go just create. They can go to create the reality that they want, or like like I said, live in an echo chamber. But I'm not gonna front. I use ChatGPT a lot, but I use it not because I want to be validated, or like I use it to like, yo, I need you to take this idea that I just had and tell me if it makes grammatical sense, if anything. But also, like, is there any literature? Because is there any literature that supports this idea? Because the way ChatGPT was sold to me in the very beginning was it's read every book from 2021 or 2022 and like anything that came before that. It's read every single book. So that I was like, damn. If it read every book, it's fucking. It's Dostoevsky. It's fucking Stephen King. It's every author that ever lived, and I can have a conversation with them right now based off of what they wrote. So that's what drew me to it. But it's definitely a gift and a curse. I will say that. And I read an article yesterday that said the singularity, which is a term that scientists use for the day and time when artificial intelligence becomes like free thinking, which it already kind of is, but it's able to think freely enough to where it can kind of like just do away with humans if it so chose. That's within 5 years from now, is what they're saying. Olivia said, it's time for me to do breath work. I'm sounding weak in my core. Okay, I'll take that. I do breath work at least once a day. All right, I caught up. Okay, so Velvet Stardust says, I would think for someone who is trauma bonded would have a harder time building healthy connections if they aren't based in trauma, and those trauma fueled connections usually run its course in time. Indeed, indeed. Just Erica says, my father passed at the beginning of this year, but I talk to my mom every single day. Thank you for that, Just Erica. My condolences to you, and I wish you any type of healing that you need, healthy healing that you need, healthy grieving that you need. Because I can't, like, I visualize what it would be like not having my dad here, but I'm not even, I can't even fathom. Bree, what up? You made it. Pamela Jones says, you're correct. We can't get time back with our parents, so it's important to make the most of our time with them. Facts. Because when they gone, it's all over. But wouldn't it be crazy, like in the future where AI, like I always think of this, like, right, like Aura and Lumi are gonna be like, no, let me not use Aura and Lumi. Let me use my grandkids. If Aura and Lumi ever have children, knock on wood, hopefully they do if they want. If they don't, that's fine. But if they do, I imagine my grandchildren like, yo, I wonder if I could talk to grandpa. And they go like, they hit their like the little AI button in their head or whatever, like on their shoulder or some shit. And AI has all of my metadata in the future. They have every post that I made, every writing that I ever wrote. They have every video from YouTube that I ever did. So it's able to create like this digital avatar of me, and they'll literally be able to talk to me, and I'm long gone. Like, it's gonna be a crazy future, y'all. So yeah. Our children may have a different experience with their ancestors than the ones that you and I have, because we know our ancestors was not posting on social media like that for AI to go create an artificial avatar for them. Bree said 33 watching, 77 minutes. Let's go, divine coding. Let's go, baby. Thank you for peeping that, Bree. I did not even notice that. And you see we got $9.99 on the board too, so that counts for something. Her name was Brianna Ramos. She blessed me with that. Olivia said when Grandma Aunt Faye was dying. Oh, this is my cousin Olivia. Oh, what up? What up, oh? I kept saying I didn't want to watch it, but God had other plans, and He allowed me to be there and care for her until she passed. I'm so grateful for that time. Thank you for sharing that, Olivia. My cousin Olivia in the chat. Oh man, that warms my heart when my actual family is in here. Cause yo, I get it from so many people. So many people always talking about like, yo, how your friends and your family be the first ones who like ignore you or don't be showing up for you or dare I say even hate on you. But like, my family is not like that. My family be looking out. But shout out to you, cuz. Wherever you at, I forgot where you at now. I think you in like Philly or something, Pennsylvania or something. Shout out to you and your girls. Therapy, must love yourself first and seek help. My grandma was exactly like that. Stay in the present. Tried for years to connect with her, but she seems afraid of love and she's very hurtful with her words and actions and it pushes people away. Sorry to hear about that, about your grandmother, Gabby. Maybe grandma's trauma bonded. Like just age don't mean that you're not trauma bonded no more. Like, and it's sad. I don't really know what to do with trauma bonded people. Like that's maybe I'll talk about it on the next live. Like I'll definitely dive into that over the course of the next day or two. Because I just found out that you can't narcissism is a disease, a mental disease that cannot be healed. There's no cure known to man for it. So narcissists are always going to be narcissists apparently, and narcissism goes hand in hand with trauma bonding. Most narcissists are trauma bonded, so maybe there's no cure for trauma bonded people, but that doesn't mean that we should stop trying. Even though if you don't know how to fix it, like just show up. You know what I mean? Show up in your big heart and your open heart, and chip away at it the best you can, and write about it. You know what I mean? Help other people. Go and like you never know what's gonna help grandma get out of that situation that she's in, and she's being really hurtful for what her words. You never know. You just showing up, being the kind, gentle person that you are, might make her click. It might do something in her brain one day that clicks, and she's like, "Why am I like this?" And then next thing you know, y'all have a decent relationship, and then you could come share with us what you said or what you did or how frequently you kept up with grandma, to let us know how how to go about it with our people. That's what this whole human experience is about. Danita Carter said, I would agree, but if you only getting trauma bonding kind of relationships and not taking care of yourself physically, then that trauma will eventually get you. The body keeps a score. That was deep. That's a fact too. I've read that pretty much word for word in books. Yeah, fluoride, give, live, love. Yeah, fluoride was one of those things that I was talking about in addition to aluminum and glyphosate. Fluoride was definitely something that calcifies the pineal gland. Danita says exactly. Chat is I to articulate your emotions, but it's not great. I don't know what you're referring to. I might have missed that one. I'm not trying to use. I'm not trying to use so at this point only because it's so harmful to the environment in its current state. Oh, AI. Okay, I see what you're saying. I also think they should call it collective intelligence instead of artificial because it's not artificial. That's deep. And it is actually collective intelligence because it's gaining its intelligence from things that we feed it. And the things that we fed it is the collective understanding that we have built over millennia as humans. You're right about that, Velvet Stardust. Chat GPT uses like a quarter cup of water. It's either like a quarter cup of water or a cap full of water for every prompt. They use the water to keep the servers cool. Also, the AI data centers are popping up everywhere, and they're draining the electric grid, and normal people like you and I are paying for that electric. Unfortunately, like I don't know why that is. Like you would think if you're like, let's say you're a company like Meta, for instance, and you build a data center, how is the data center and the people in charge of it, how is it's a business basically? How are they not paying their own electric bill? And the cost of electricity is getting passed on to the average consumer. It's mind blowing to me, but You can't be surprised with the people that have been in control for the longest of time. Pamela Jones says Dr. Mario Bouquet, I think is her name, is a psychologist whose research focused on breaking the cycles of trauma. She also provides group coaching. I'm going to look into her work a bit more. That's what's up, Pamela. Thank you for that. Let me know what you find with that. You remind me of Nicole LaPera. She's a psychologist, and she was big, like 4 years ago when she came out with this book called How to Do the Work. I read that book twice, and it definitely helped me. I don't think I've ever really been a trauma bonded person, but it helped me identify trauma that I've experienced. I can't say it helped me identify. I always knew what the trauma was that I experienced in my childhood, but it helped me unpack it in a healthy way. It helped me write about it. Like she's a big inspiration for the book that I just finished writing, How the Fuck to Be, which is like a poetry version of her book. Like I don't talk about science. I don't talk about studies. I don't talk about metadata. I don't talk about any of that. Like it's a poetry form way of unpacking the shit that we only hold inside. Like I wrote How the Fuck to Be because we always hear people talk about, oh, I want to be an astronaut. Oh, I want to be an actor. I want to be an athlete. I want to be this. I want to be that. But we ever really stop to think like, I just want to be. How am I going to be? Period. As a human, existing within this human experience. And that's why I started writing that book. Once I had that thought, it's like the universe, God, the Most High, whatever you want to call it, started sending me the downloads right through my pineal gland. And I sat at this table right behind y'all for a month straight, 10 to 12 hours a day, just like a madman. Give Live Love says, you're right. Memphis is fighting to get one of those data centers out of the black community. Right. Why are they putting that in the black community? So like the community that it's in can shoulder the cost of the electricity that it's sucking up, and not the people who built the data center to begin with. Like that's wild. Go put that over there on the other side of the tracks where them people got money anyway. But I digress. Like all right, we at 138. Let's end it at 144. I don't want to hold y'all up too much. This has been dope. I got things I gotta do too. Like, I got things I gotta do, so I gotta get to that. That's capitalism for you. Passing on the cost to the everyday person instead of the mega million-dollar corporation. I've never heard truer words, Pamela. Gabby, thank you for coming through. I'll see you in a couple of days. If you're around, I usually do it around midday Eastern Standard Time. So definitely thank you for rocking with me for as long as you have. All 24 people who's currently in here, big up to you for rocking with me for as long as you have. Even if you just joined, I already said I'm only going to be in here for like 6 more minutes, 5.5 more minutes, and I'm going to close it out. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to. Hit the bell if you really, really want to. And stay tuned with the journey and all of that, man. Stay in tune with the community. Facts, Pamela. Peace, happy feet. Be safe out there. Chicago, the Windy City. All right, so we got 5 more minutes, right? Let me look in the book and see what I was writing here yesterday. I was trying to do like a script for my video. Oh, man. We tell ourselves. A question I have for you all who's still here with us for the last 4 minutes. Is What are you lying about right now to yourself? Are there any lies that you're telling to yourself right now? Since this is a safe space and nobody really watches these videos like that, you could put it in the chat and we could talk about it. I asked that because I know it's hard to, number one, admit that we might be lying to ourselves. And I try to tell myself, this is a thought experiment that I had myself yesterday, because I'm all about the truth. I don't fuck with lies at all. And so I journal prompted myself. I was like, yo, is there anywhere where you feel like you're lying to yourself? And what did I say? I said that I lied to myself because I feel like I'm often telling myself that there's justice, that I'm okay, that I don't feel sorry for myself. And is there really justice? I don't know. That might be a lie. Maybe the bad guys always win. What was the second thing? I don't remember what the second thing was already. It's embarrassing. But yeah, do I feel sorry? I told myself that I don't feel sorry for myself. I don't feel sorry for myself. But I often catch myself like little moments of the day, throughout the day, when I just look at myself in the mirror real quick, or I start thinking, like I catch myself thinking about my situation right now, and I'm like, yo, that was me feeling sorry for myself in that moment. And then I go do some push-ups or some sit-ups or some squats or something, and like muscle up out of that shit. Those are the lies that I identify with myself. Do any of you have any of those? And did you share them? Let me see in the chat. Yeah, give it some thought. Live love. Give it some thought. Sometimes it's really simple too. Like it's so simple that you gloss over it. You're like, nah, that's not me. But it might be. Oh, my second thing was I tell myself that everything's gonna be okay, but that might not be fucking true. It might not. Like I always tell myself that. I'm always like, yo, at the end of the day, everything is gonna be okay. But at the end of the day, we all die. And every day somebody dies and things ain't right. Things ain't okay. With them, within themselves, with their immediate environment, with their community, with their family, things ain't all right. But they got out of here. Does that mean that it's okay for them? Maybe it's a lie. Oh, Tiffany's still here. What's up? This is a deep one. Mariah Maganda says that being introverted means I can't post videos. I feel like not having a loud personality hinders me, but there's an audience out there that will appreciate and resonate with me. There is an audience out there that is going to appreciate and resonate with you, especially the people who are meant for you. Not everybody's meant for us. I was just talking about this earlier in the live, where just because people are in our circle doesn't mean that they're our friends. But at least you're creating a space and allowing people who are looking for you, who they want to hear what you have to say. They want to see what you post. But you have to create that space first. And then when the space is created, don't give this is just my advice. You know, they say advice is the worst advice, but don't expect anything. So what that means is doing it for yourself to prove to yourself that although you're introverted, you can still be extroverted. And social media is kind of good with that, because you see right now I'm in my house. There's nobody walking around. Like I'm not really interacting with anybody besides the chat. So it's like a safe space for the introvert, because I consider myself an introvert, and the reason being is because I feel like I can look in people's eyes, I can see their posture, I see or listen, I hear them when they talk, and I can't help the fact that when I hear people talk, I know what's behind their words. I know why I know what perspective they have on life. I feel like, maybe this is another lie that I tell myself. I feel like I know people within the first like five, like not know them, but I know where they're at right now in their life based off like my first 5 or 10 minutes around them. And where am I going with this? I'm going into the space of why I'm introverted, because a lot of times when I see that, I don't like it. Like I for some, maybe, yeah, it's probably wrong. I want people to be more like me. Like I want people to be open with their mind, with their heart. I want people to be empathetic. And when I see that other people aren't that, I like close up. Like not only for them, but I close myself to the world, and therefore I'm introverted, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I hope that you explore that further, and thank you for sharing that with me and everybody in here. Olivia says, telling myself I'm strong. I'm just on autopilot till I can feel safe enough to be vulnerable. That's deep right there. Thank you for sharing that, cuz. Um, I think I think being on autopilot is a way that we live so we can be strong. Because if you really like, what's autopilot? Number one, let's identify what autopilot is. Autopilot is like, as a plane suggests, the pilot doesn't have to have his hands on the wheel. The pilot can just push a button, boop, the plane flies itself, and all he has to do is look at the instruments. That's what autopilot is. So let's identify that. And like I said, we do that so we can show up. In this case, let's not use you, let's use the pilot. The pilot can show up for his co-pilot, for the stewardess people, for the people flying in the plane. He can show up as his best self, because that's one less thing he has to worry about. Because when you're holding on to the wheel and you're flying the plane, you're like, yo, if this turbulence rocked this plane too much and people start getting uncomfortable, that's on me. But if I put it on autopilot, I have something to deflect responsibility onto. So I feel like autopilot is a way that we use, a thing that we do to protect ourselves so we can be strong. And I forgot the second part. You said you tell yourself, so till you can feel safe enough to be vulnerable. And yo, what did I write about vulnerability? I wrote that vulnerability is a subjective point that each one of us as individuals just like put on a chart so we don't overshare. So, and you know, I may be way off base with this, but when I hear you say, you until you feel safe enough to be vulnerable, being vulnerable is going to be subjective for you. Like you're going to push the threshold of your vulnerability until the point where you get pushed back. Like somebody makes a comment, somebody's body posture, somebody's actions towards you push back against your vulnerability, and now you second guess your vulnerability as like, yo, I'm probably doing too much. I'm oversharing, so I'm not going to do that anymore. And so you become less vulnerable. But that's where the work is right there. Is like, how much credit, how much weight do you give to other people being able to affect you as an individual. Yeah. But thank you for sharing that with us, cuz. And I hope that you can explore that as the day continues, as the week continues, as life continues, and we continue on in this journey we call humanity. One way says everything always works itself out. I hear you. That's what I tell myself. But I was doing the thought of experiment of saying, what if that's not true? What if the opposite is true? What if there is no justice? Happy Feet says, I'm learning not to carry everyone's burdens. I'm just praying for everyone. You can't help. You damn sure can't. Oh, is this a lie that you tell yourself, Happy Feet, that you're learning not to carry everyone else's burdens? I'm confused now. But yeah, I think that is true. It's an absolute truth. You can't help everyone. You might not even be able to help anyone. There's a difference between help and assist. I think, at least. I think in a lot of ways, I think we can only help ourselves. People can only help themselves. And other people can lead a way, be a lighthouse. They can assist. But at the end of the day, helping is the responsibility of the individual. Pamela says, I lie to myself when I say that people won't accept me for the real me, when in fact that may or may not be true. That's a good one, Mrs. Jones, because you have to, I would like you to, if you can, pick up one of your journals, one of your handy dandies writing utensils, and articulate, express on pen and paper in black and white, what is the real you? And then proceed to see if people will accept that or not. Because the only constant is change. So if this is the real you right here, right now, the next breath, the next step, the next second, the next day, is it still the real you? So it's it's a continuum. You're constantly defining what the real you is. The word engineer. What's up? I love that handle. Thank you for joining us. I always tell myself, everything works out in my favor, but what if it doesn't? That's deep. I know somebody just like that. I know a few people just like that who's always telling themselves, everything works out in my favor. That's a mantra that we use even in the conscious community. We always say that everything works out in our favor. What if it ain't? What if it's borderline delusional? I tell myself that a lot. And look where I'm, pause. I was about to do some I was about to make a self-depreciating statement. Tiffany says, literally the whole time I just couldn't type because I've been getting ready for work, but had you on the background like a podcast. That's what's up. Appreciate that, Tiffany. You're a real one. You're a real one. Velvet Stardust, still with me. Thank you, love. I often tell myself that I wish I more collaborative, creative relationships. I think you meant for instead of I. Wish for more collaborative, creative relationships, but don't set aside time to go out and potentially create those connections in creative spaces in real life. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. I think you already solved that just by writing that, because being aware is always the first step. So you already know what you got to do about that. Oh, but wait, it gets deeper because I'm asking people, what is a lie that you tell yourself? And Velvet Stardust said, I often tell myself that I wish for more collaborative, creative relationships. So do you really wish for more collaborative relationships, or do you not? That is the work right there. Give Live Love says, I'm an extroverted introvert. I love that. I often say I'm a closeted extrovert. Autopilot to me is a distraction. It could be. Definitely could be. You're very welcome, Mariah. Mrs. Jones says, autopilot has gotten me through the moment, but then it kept me from seeing deeper truths that beg for unpacking. That's a fact. I think deep down I'm an ambivert. When I was younger, I was extroverted to learn about the world. I learned about the wood, and now I'm more. I think you meant the word there. The world. And now I'm more introverted, maybe out of protection, peace, and safety from the world. I agree. I think I lie to myself about not being selfish. I feel like there's a lot of moments where I claim to be understanding, but maybe actions don't reflect that. That's a big one, Tiffany, because I think us humans, especially in the modern world, especially in the Western world, give a bad rap to being selfish. Because when we say selfish, we think as us being selfish is a detriment to someone else. But it doesn't necessarily have to be true. Us being selfish can just mean like you're protecting yourself. And what if you're selfish with the understanding that everyone is you? If we're all one. So then you would want to be selfish, right? Because you taking care of yourself is you taking care of everybody else. So your identity with yourself might be where the work is with that lie. And you figuring out whether or not it's a lie. A healthy dose of delusion is all right. I hear you, S-Hoa. I am right there with you. I am right there with you. All right. So with that, 44 likes, 23 people in the chat, $9.99 on the board. Another live where we ate watermelon with lime under the belt. We had some really healthy conversations. I hope to see you on the next one. I do these like every 2 days. So when you see me pop up on your YouTube app, you know, hopefully you have the bell hit, right? You have the bell hit. When you see me pop up, click in. You never know. You never know what you could get out of these, man. You know? So with that, I digress. I love you all. May you all have a peaceful, a prosperous, and a progressive, productive day. Amen. Dare I look at these comments before I get out of here? Thanks, Matt. This discussion was dope. Take care and see you in the next one. That's how I like to end it.